All right. This is the patch 10.18 rundown, the final patch of the TFT Galaxies set. It's been a wild ride. We've come a long way since patch 10.6. So, yeah. Overall, the meta is in a pretty good spot. There's been a natural progression to the meta as well. We've seen Star Guardians kind of emerge as the top comp. We've seen some other things fall off a little bit, but generally, there are a lot of viable comps, which is good. And so we're not going to be changing a ton, especially because this is the Worlds patch. This patch comes out September 2nd, and Worlds is September 3rd and 4th. So not going to be changing a ton, but there are some things that are happening, and they do affect Worlds. So let's dive into it. The first thing is there is a new galaxy, the final galaxy. We wanted to have a nice send off to the galaxy's mechanic. So the final galaxy is called the Big Bang. Players receive a free reroll each round, a force of nature when stage 3 begins, and loot orbs from all monsters and minions. This is probably one of the crazier galaxies we've released, but generally, if you haven't figured it out, it's treasure trove plus super dense plus trade sector, all combined. It's a lot of fun. And for the jerk off who just said Big Bang plus Worlds equals joke, you are dead wrong. It's actually a pretty fun galaxy and competitive. And as far as which galaxies were removed, Dwarf Planet. Dwarf Planet is gone. So hopefully that'll also help as well, because Dwarf Planet kind of turned into the mech galaxy. Let's not kid ourselves. So seeing that gone will be pretty good. As far as the galaxies go, there is one other change. Because we know a lot of people will want to try out Big Bang, we are changing our percentages just a little bit for the last patch. The Big Bang will replace normal Galaxy at 20%. Normal will go to 10%, and everything else is at 10%. So there will be a slightly higher chance to see Big Bang. This will allow you a chance to actually get to play it, since it will only be around one patch. But everything else is the normal 10%, and you can see here are the final galaxies that'll be active. And at this point, I think I'm pretty happy with all the galaxies that are active. Treasure Trove, Trade Sector, Super Dense, Galactic Armories turned out pretty good, Plunder Planet, Salvage Yard, and Manatee's Delight. So, that's it for the Galaxies mechanic. It will be missed. Last day to play Galaxies is September 15th. Alright, as far as champion balance changes, there aren't a ton. Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is representing two things here. Vanguards and Darkstar are both underperforming just a little bit. Just a little bit. And so, again, we're going with another very light touch here. Mordekaiser is the one who gets the benefit from the buffs, and he gains 5 magic resists. This isn't going to change a ton of stuff, because, again, we're being light on our touches. But this should help a little bit. And we have seen Mordekaiser be successful, so yeah. Cassiopeia gets a very slight buff. We've kind of seen the Vanguard Mystic Cassiopeia builds pretty much fall out of the meta completely. So having them come back into the meta could be useful. So Cassiopeia gets a slight buff. 50 damage, 100 damage, and 500 damage. And then Ezreal represents the Jinx comps being a little underpowered still. So Jinx comps that use Ezreal get 5 extra AD. So Ezreal gets to be a little stronger. That is actually all the champion changes that are happening this patch. It is a very small patch. Someone saying no nerfs. Nope. The goal is not to change the meta drastically a day before Worlds. So if Nico is strong right now in Worlds, she'll be strong at Worlds. So this is a slight adjustment. Last thing to note, there are 2 bug fixes. One of which is that now that bug where mech pilots would pop out early if the mech had GA against an Urgot, fixed. Hooray! And if you had multiple Hextech Gunblades, which it doesn't happen often, but sometimes did, you were only getting up to a 400 shield. Now you can actually get the 800 or 1200 if you're running 3 Hextech Gunblades. That's it. That's patch 10.18. The game's in a good spot. We're not trying to mess with it. So just some very slight adjustments, all buffs for that matter. And that's going to do it. So yeah, again, hopefully you've had fun with TFT Galaxies. Good luck on your final push for ranked. And yeah, that's going to do it for Galaxies. On behalf of all the team, we hope you'd enjoyed it. And starting next week, it'll be a bunch of Fate stuff. So until then, take it easy.